Hi, I'm Ron McKinnon from WhoKnowsThisStuff.com. WhoKnowsThisStuff.com and B&D Manufacturing have teamed up to produce a geothermal educational DVD with the focus on families, just like the family sitting behind me. This DVD will help educate the consumer. If the consumer is educated, they understand and they can comprehend how geothermal technology works and how it can benefit them, they will buy it. In short, it'll help you close sales. Our DVD promotion that we're talking about, the product that we're talking about, will educate the consumer. And it'll do that by offering a clear, concise, and consistent message. Let us show you how. The two biggest obstacles that stand in the way of geothermal becoming a mainstream heating and cooling option are troubled installations. They don't work because of design, installation, or communication issues. And the ability of the dealer contractor to close the sale. Now, imagine a short, comprehensive chapter DVD that you could give to your customer to review so they can get educated on geothermal. It not only details but also simplifies the technology for the customer at the same time. Remember, it's the customer that's buying the system, and delivering a clear, consistent, concise message is very important. The consumer will buy the technology if they are informed as to how it works and if the installation options are properly explained. The question is asked, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to utilize high-definition video that engages the end user in a way that incorporates the audio and visual aspects of a person's perception. In short, it's a very powerful medium. A professional DVD is a useful tool that can be left behind after the initial sales call to allow the consumer to watch at their leisure and help educate them on what they are buying. Imagine having all those questions that come up during the design and estimating process answered for you in a clear, concise, and consistent manner. Imagine the advantage you will have over your competition. Imagine a tool that overcomes the dreaded price objection. In short, they will want to do business with you. What will the program look like? Well, the product will be designed in a manner that can be customized for you. Some of the highlights of the training DVD or familiarization DVD are as follows. How does a geothermal system work? I get asked all the time, how does 50-degree ground temperature translate into air enough to warm my house in the Midwest in the middle of winter? Consumers need to know this. Different types of geothermal equipment and their applications. We're going to talk about loop field types, from vertical to horizontal to pump and dump to lake to pond, and their configurations, the importance of the system design, including the heat and cooling loads, equipment, loop field, and controls. The reason why you need an experienced geothermal contractor will never be more obvious. The questions are answered for the consumer in a clear, concise, consistent manner. Graphic design and animations that help simplify the mechanics of the system. This will help the consumer comprehend the technology. And it will be presented with my boots-on-the-ground approach from my years of experience in the geothermal industry. I kind of got it figured out. In short, we cover the entire process of geothermal from design to commissioning. The overwhelming message that I get back from the industry, geothermal industry more specifically, is the most important thing right now is education, education, education. That's why we're creating a geothermal familiarization DVD program for consumers, to educate them. It works time and time again. I've used it in the past. The real advantage to this program that we're going to develop is it delivers the following: a clear, a concise, a consistent delivery of the technology, time in and time out, all the time. It's not riddled with opinions. It's not riddled with somebody else's angle. It's clear and concise that can be used to give to the consumer. Once it's given to the consumer, along with their estimate, I can guarantee you they'll probably sign a contract with you, and then they'll take it and they'll pass it along to family and friends. It's a very powerful medium that really hits home with the consumer. They don't really know. Trust me, Mrs. Smith doesn't know that her backyard is going to be all dug up unless somebody tells her. Mrs. Smith doesn't know that this is a 4-ton system versus a 5-ton system unless somebody explains it to her. And that's what this DVD production is going to do. It's going to educate the consumer and get them to a level of understanding and comprehension so that they're comfortable enough to institute that technology into their home or their business. So now the question is, how do I use it to increase sales? Well, by making a fully customized sales and marketing tool available for your dealers as part of a dealer program. Charge them for it and provide co-op dollars to offset the cost. Provide the dealers with training on how to effectively incorporate this into their sales process. In short, we give it to them, now we have to show them how to use it. Well, my equipment manufacturer already has a video available to use. It's free. Why is this any different? Generally, these productions focus on the equipment features of each manufacturer. They may go into some detail on the loop fields, but they don't effectively explain the system and what it takes for a successful installation. Also, can you have your manufacturer's DVD customized, either for the distribution chain or the dealer? I can tell you the answer is no. That is where we come in. Our expertise, our level of understanding of the industry. We can create this all at an affordable price. Before I left corporate America, conducted a training class in a local city around this area, and I had 50 HVAC contractors in the room. And I asked the question to the contractors before I started my training session about how many of the contractors, how many of you actually use the design software and pull the reports out of that software and use that during your sales process. I have to tell you, I was really disappointed because not one person out of those 50 HVAC contractors raised their hand and said that they effectively use that software that's available to close those sales. That's a real problem in the industry, folks. It's not that the tools are not there to use, but there seems to be an execution problem and a commitment issue, is what I see. You know, if we're going to make geothermal mainstream and bring those sales along so that more people start incorporating it into their lifestyles, we need to do a better job as an industry doing that. That gray area between the manufacturer down to the consumer has got to be refined. This DVD platform that we're creating is a tool that's going to help that along. We need it to help it along. The industry needs to grow because there's never a better time than right now for geothermal. And you ask, what is the plan and what does it cost? Obvious questions. The plan initially here is to make this dynamic sales tool available to distribution initially for around $2,000. This will be a non-customized program. The distributor then markets to the dealer for a cost of between $750 and $1,000. The distributor then formulates the co-op program, say 2% of sales on each system purchased. The dealer does his advertising with this DVD, has it customized, submits to the distributor for reimbursement of 50% of that cost. This is a 50-50 co-op program, dollar for dollar. With a non-customized DVD, it would be shot featuring a geothermal heat pump portrayed in a generic form, not showing logos or any specific defining features. However, with customization, the cost to have a specific geothermal heat pump featured on the DVD will cost anywhere between $5,000 and $7,500. The price is dictated by what you want and what you desire. The cost to the dealer to have the DVD tagged at the beginning and at the end with their logos, company contact information, and a call to action statement will range between $500 to $1,000. So to sum it up, this type of outreach to the consumer is what's going to increase the awareness and sales of geothermal systems. In short, it will benefit the entire industry from the manufacturer to the consumer. I want to thank you for taking the time today to view this presentation on what we're trying to accomplish. I hope you see the value in it. As we've talked about earlier in this presentation, education, education, education is the key to success with geothermal. That's not coming from Ron McKinnon. It's coming from my experience, but it's also coming from the industry. We're standing here in front of a home today that's a perfect geothermal example. A large country home that's being heated with propane. They know one thing, their bills are through the roof and very volatile, and they're trying to find a way to level all that out. Well, geothermal heating and cooling is the answer for them. Can you imagine leaving this professionally developed, tagged, customized logo DVD with your customer? At their leisure, they're able to view this. When you come back, the questions that they were going to ask you have already been answered. It makes the process very easy. So the value to that is that they feel educated and they feel that you're a legitimate contractor that they're going to hire to do this job because you took the time to educate them and answer their questions in a professional manner. That's a very powerful sales tool. And there are lots of other things that we can do with this tool. You can put it on your website so that all your customers can see and educate themselves about geothermal. You can loop it on a flat screen at a trade show to brand your company and brand your equipment and brand your services. It's extremely powerful and diverse. If you want to find out more about what we're trying to accomplish here, and you want to get involved and find out how we can do this for you, contact me at the information on the screen behind me. I look forward to hearing from you. Let's go close some geothermal sales, because that's what this is all about. Education, closing sales. Thank you for your time.